But some pieces flying would be fun too. Let's go.
And okay, opening with the king's pawn, and we are going to see a repeat. Bishop comes out to c4.
Well, this time Kramnik goes for e5, since he only needs to draw. He's playing more solidly, doesn't play the Sicilian. Daniil has prepared a tricky little sideline here with knight bd2. This is still theory. Black can now capture the pawn on e4. That's slightly dangerous, or he can push the pawn to d5. Vladdy, if you have any questions, call me.
I would simply push that pawn and then develop my pieces and get the king to safety. The king is on an open line. That's uncomfortable business, but instead we see the bishop trade itself.
Yes, still theory.
Very good.
Takes, followed by short castles.
Jan here is your man for these type of openings. You've done many courses on this. You are the guru.
Yeah, Daniil is the guru on any opening, but he'll be a bit disappointed that Kramnik knew about this. Kramnik, of course, has always been one of the hardest workers in chess business. Impossible to surprise this man. And now Daniil's taking his time, because he needs to win. He needs to create some tension.
Yeah, and talking about tension, take a look at the heart rate, moving all the way up to 150 for Dubov. And Kramnik taking some precautionary measures to defend his king, stepping forward with the h-pawn. And I like the way that Dubov just casually just moves that rook to e1, taking control of the e line. The queen will probably come out to b3 or c2. You've got to connect the rooks.
Yeah, not easy for white. He has to put some pressure on black's position before black stabilizes. If black gets the piece to the middle, then because of the isolated pawn that white has, black will be very, very comfortable. Dubov might look cool, calm, and collected, but his heart rate is saying he's a little excited.
Yeah, saying otherwise, right? The stats don't lie over there. And I somehow suspect that Dubov will take it in a very calm way. You know, he'll maybe push the pawn, h-pawn one square forward. Nope. Okay, he instead goes for a completely different plan. Just asking black, how are you going to defend the c6 knight?
I don't think you have to defend it. Just move the other knight away, knight b6 or knight f6.
But will the hand resist the temptation to move that knight to e7?
Yeah.
Yes. He steps back.
Moves the knight, but covers the other guy. Very solid play by Kramnik, vacating that square for the bishop. I like how this is going for Kramnik, catching up a little on the clock. I think his position is very solid, very easy to play. So I think he's on a good track here. Dubov still needs to make something happen.
Well, he's doing some good things. He's moving his bishop to attack the c7 pawn, just tying the queen down to its defense. I like this. And moves that I would be considering is just, okay, now the bishop is under attack, has to move. But the kind of move that I would play if I were white would be go h3 and also retreat the bishop to d3 and start eyeing the king, because I just love to attack. And there we see the players. The heart rates are kind of stabilizing, both around 135. I just love the way they move. And there we see Kramnik. Well, look at his light square bishop.
Managed to generate some tension. Now Kramnik has to decide if he wants to change the structure or not. And after this change, white has what we call the pawn majority on the king side, 4 versus 3. I still think black is fine, but there's some potential for a wide push of his f-pawn, generating some chances there. Kramnik starts to fight against it.
Yeah.
His queen.
And that's, like you say, why this queen comes out to g5. And regarding the clock times, of course, Kramnik started with 1 minute less on his clock, and he has 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Well, Dubov has
strong move
2 minutes and 35. I like it. Stopping f4 and also stopping any naughty.
He's going for the attack himself, threatening knight to f4, also pawn to h5, pawn to h4, because the queen is eyeing that pawn in front of the white king. So Dubov has to exchange that powerful bishop now, but that allows Kramnik to finish, mobilizing, bring the rook there. And yeah, I think he's solved all his problems here. Once these bishops get exchanged, black should be perfectly fine.
Black should be perfect. Will it be perfect? We'll find out. And Kramnik thinking just under 1 minute and 50 seconds. Rook takes. Dubov being ever so cool. f4 looks like a serious threat now.
Yeah, I don't think it can be stopped, but I'm not sure how much damage it does. But Kramnik is going for activity, hits the rook on e1 with his queen. Doesn't want to wait around.
Time to double up the rooks on the e-line. You know, the rooks can actually create some damage. For instance, e5, e6 is something that Black needs to be thinking about. Other moves could be actually pushing the h-pawn and destabilizing the knight on g6. Queen centralizes.
This is a trap. He's hoping for Dubov to take the pawn on b7. Then he wants to take the rook, and if the rook recaptures, it's a checkmate on the back rank. And Daniel sees through that, but the theme keeps coming. Now, there's a pawn. There's a pawn on a2. Do you want the pawn?
No. That's an irrelevant pawn. It's it's doing nothing. Time to solidify the position. Bear in mind, Kramnik just needs a draw. He just needs to hold on tight, and here comes h2, h4. When in doubt, just push that pawn. And Kramnik saying, you're going to work on the wings, I'm going to work on the center. And Kramnik relocating the knight to e7.
Yeah, still unclear how White plans to build his attack. While the black position is not tough to play, the other rook can join the action, the c-pawn can be pushed. I guess objectively it should be roughly equal, but of course we shouldn't forget about the clock. 1 minute for Kramnik, 1:20 for Dubov. They have to move, because if you run out of time, you lose.
And there you see the bishop asking Black, hey, do you want to trade? And Kramnik saying, no, I like this move, knight to f5. It's a beautiful square. Queen stepping forward. If I were Kramnik, I would actually not capture that bishop on h4. It's not doing that much. Okay, commentator's curse, it's off. And Kramnik instead going for play along the d-line. Under 50 seconds. He doesn't get any extra time added on the clock. And there comes those queenside pawns. They're moving forward. Dubov has to win. He has to generate a kingside attack.
Yeah, it will come down to speed in the end. Kramnik is perfectly fine here with his control of the center. I don't see any attack coming. But will he be quick enough?
Well, he has how many seconds? 40 seconds. That's not much. He has to speed up. He has to play as many moves as he possibly can. Don't think about it too much.
He has been flagged in the past and he wasn't very happy about it. But I think the rule of thumb that he himself established is you're only allowed to flag him if he's not twice your age. And I've done the math. Dubov is 26, Kramnik is 47. So he's not quite twice Dubov's age. So it should be fine.
Well, both players now under 30 seconds.
He's actually playing more slowly. He has to speed up a little.
He definitely does. 20 seconds. Maybe Kramnik will flag Dubov.
Yeah, he keeps thinking. Daniil.
Speed up. Okay, now big threat. Checkmate. Queen takes g2 is huge threat. And pawn dropping.
What is this? Combination, tactics.
Beautiful.
Vladimir Kramnik with the finish. Is this the finish? Queen e4 check.
Okay, now the queen can come
There's
down.
no checkmate. Queen e1, rook g1. And pieces should start flying. Kramnik is okay with the draw. He can give a perpetual. Dubov trying to run out of it.
And 5 seconds for Dubov.
4 versus 4.
What is going to happen? Oh!
1 second each, 1 second each. And Dubov loses on time. The pieces did fly. Dubov not happy with the outcome there.